Hello, 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 everybody. This is Shirley with Shirley's Thread Work. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. And thank you so much for everybody out in YouTube land as well as Facebook land for joining me. And let me tell you in advance, thank you to everybody that will be watching the replay. I do appreciate it. So, what are we talking about tonight? Tonight is going to be goal setting, resolutions, getting ready for the big 2025 because tonight will be the last live stream before 2025 because next Tuesday is Christmas Eve. And the Tuesday after that is New Year's Eve. And I'm sure you guys will be busy with your family and loved ones, and you won't have time to be bothered with me. So we're taking a vacation. We're taking a little 2-week break to, get ourselves ready, get ready for the upcoming year, and get refreshed and everything like that, and come into the brand new year all energized and ready to do some wonderful things. So I'm going to be talking about what I have thought about and have made a decision to try to do what my goals are. So I'm challenging everybody that's watching and everybody that will come into the chat. And I hope as many of you will come in and share what your goals are, what your resolutions and all of that might be pertaining to your crafting and your embroidery. If you want to talk about any other goals or resolution, you certainly are free to do so, but I'm going to be focusing on what I think I should be doing to become a better content creator. So that is the subject for tonight, 2025 goals and resolutions to help me become a better content creator in the new year coming up. Hello, Kingsbury Craft. How are you? Hello, Robin. Thank you for stopping by. And happy holidays to everybody. I am getting excited. It's almost Christmas. I'm beginning to feel like a little kid. My Christmas tree is up. I have lights up and the room is all bright and shiny with decorations and everything. My table is set. So I am ready for Christmas. I'm trying now to decide what my Christmas menu will be because I will be hosting dinner for my son and his family for Christmas. And my other two children won't be home for Christmas. I'm so sad about that. But my daughter will be visiting her son and his family, her new granddaughter, which is 2 now. And my son that's in Florida will be enjoying his new wife and his new dogs in Florida for the holidays. So my oldest son and his family live in Virginia, so they will be coming up for or coming over up. Yeah, it's coming up to Maryland from Virginia to visit me and his wife's mother. Both of us live here in Maryland, so that's what's planned for the holiday. Hi, Jenny. Hi, how are you? How's everybody doing? How are you preparing for the upcoming holiday? You know, it's only 8 days away before Christmas. I'm telling you, some people actually do their celebrating and gift giving and what have you on Christmas Eve. I know when my grandkids were kids, we used to have them gathered around the tree. And it was so funny because I have 5 grandsons, and then I had my little nieces, or my niece's children, and my sister's grandkids. I mean, it was just a house full of kids that would come by for the holidays. And I think we had like 10 kids one time, and we just made little pallets on the floor because they wanted to sleep in front of the Christmas tree, hoping to catch Santa Claus. That was kind of fun. So that was kind of unique, uh, a visit with the kids, and they didn't see Santa Claus. They were trying hard, but they didn't see Santa Claus. He's a sneaky little critter. But they had a lot of fun. Oh, that was really really fun. I think I had 19 people in the house that year, and 10 of them were children under the age of 12. So it was a lot of stuff: gifts, toys, paper, boxes, all kinds of stuff. Thank goodness I had a big basement. It wasn't even finished then, which was even better because they can just rip and run and play down in the basement, and they had laser guns and all kinds of stuff, and they were just doing their little thing. So it worked out really well. That was a lot of fun. Good memories. Good memories. Hi, Taisha. Thank you for stopping by. Hi, Val. How are you? And Robin, you say you have dinner at your house this year, and your mother and stepfather ordered the dinner from Bob Evans. We'll see how that goes. Okay, that's great. That is a good way of doing things. I tell you, um, we thought about, excuse me, we thought about ordering out for Thanksgiving because it was just me and my husband and my daughter for Thanksgiving. We thought about it, but decided against it because not last year, one year in when I was living in Florida, my husband, my husband, and my son that lives in Florida had Thanksgiving together, and we decided that particular year we were going to order or go pick up dinner and bring it in, and we ordered it from Cracker Barrel, which had this good menu and everything, and we would eat at Cracker Barrel a lot, so we liked the food. But I have to tell you, that was not a good Thanksgiving dinner. They missed the mark on that one. So when that was suggested for this year, I said, nah, I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd rather just cook my own food, and we don't have to have a lot, and just eat, what we know we're going to enjoy. So I did make Thanksgiving dinner. It wasn't a big dinner. Uh, the usual, except for the turkey. I don't do turkey anymore anyway unless it's fried. So and my son fries it, and he wasn't coming because he had surgery. So that was our Thanksgiving. But this year for Christmas, like I said, I am planning on cooking. It'll probably be 8 or 9 of us, which isn't too bad. So I don't think it's gonna be too hard on me. Uh, Now that's dinner. I hadn't said anything about dessert. I don't know what that's gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna be into making cakes and pies and what have you. And I don't do cookies and all that kind of stuff like I used to. So uh, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Um, so I think I have spoken to everybody that has come into the chat so far. Yeah, looks like I have. So great. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with what I have put down, what my goals are for the upcoming year. And like I said, I do encourage, and hopefully, so we can keep the conversation going, that you guys will join in and share what some of your goals are for 2025. And I tell you, I'm not a big person that make New Year resolutions and all that kind of stuff because who keeps them? People put in there, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And we'll start off doing it, maybe do it a week or two at the most. And then it just kind of dies by the wayside. And so I usually don't make resolutions per se. However, in my thought process, a goal is something that occurs throughout time because you set up goals and then you put a time frame on it, or at least try to figure out what you're going to accomplish in a certain period of time throughout the year. And that is what I'm doing. So in all honesty, these are goals for me. And I have about 12 of them, I think. Yeah, I think I have about 12 goals, which could average out to one a month, but we're not going to put it that way. And I'm not putting a time frame on anything. What I am doing is saying that these are the things that I want to accomplish within the year of 2025. If I don't accomplish everything, at least I definitely feel very confident that I will have put these things into motion, and they may spill on over to 2026. I don't know, but at least they will be put into motion because they are goals. So I don't have them listed as my number one goal and my most important goal and stuff like that. I just wrote things down as they came to mind that I felt like I wanted to accomplish. And so the first one that I want to talk about, to be honest about, is to improve my crafting skills overall. Now, what does that mean? Of course, most importantly, will be my embroidery skills. I want to improve in certain areas. And how do you do that? By doing different stuff. Challenge myself to do embroidery projects that I've not done, or maybe I've only done it once or twice, or I've read about it and seen it and haven't tried it because I might be a little cautious about it because it looks challenging. I want to improve on that. I want to try more things. I want to just feel like I'm getting better. And that's not, again, like I said, my crafting skills. So I'm not going to just tie that strictly down to embroidery, which is my main um, focus. And when I say, okay, a perfect example would be measuring and getting things set up perfectly and aligned. I know that I tend to get a little lazy sometimes, and I do a lot of eyeballing because we think we can eyeball it exactly the way it's supposed to be. But in order to get something that is perfect, and especially because I have an Etsy shop and I make things over and over again, I want to make sure that my measurements are precise so things look uniform every time I do that same project. Now, I use Mighty Hoops almost exclusively, and there are uh, numerous videos out there that I want to start watching. Again, I've looked at some of them where they show you how to get the best usage of your Mighty Hoops and the hooping stations and all of the things that you may have, the slide rule and everything that will allow you to be precise in your measurements, and everything will come out exactly the same. So I plan to spend more time doing those things, more time doing my snowman stickers, all of those things, so I have more precision in my measurements and putting things on. I have found that, like I said, I've gotten a little lax on that, and I want to just improve on that and stop doing that. Now, moving on to other crafting things, learning more about sublimation. I kind of put sublimation to the side. I used to do it a lot, and I don't anymore. And I want to get back into it because I know there are so many different types of materials that people are using in order to sublimate on different substrates, as well as sublimate on things that are not necessarily white or light polyester, and not necessarily have to be DTF. Uh, and I hear about these things, but I've not really tried them, nor have I experienced them, or just even watched the video. So I want to start learning more about these things so I can branch out a little bit more and offer some tips and tricks and hacks and what have you on in my content on sublimation, because I have a sublimation printer, I have a heat press, I have tumbler press, I have a cup press. I mean, I have the tools that I need in order to do more sublimation. So I might as well put it back to use and not just have things just sit around and collect dust. So that's part of my goal. And rhinestones. I, in the process of getting Christmas gifts and things together, I was trying to think about what to make for this person and that person and what have you. And I thought about, okay, let's do this shirt and put some rhinestones on it. And I have some templates that I've already cut out and everything and have them ready. And all I have to do is brush the stones in, get the transfer paper, and then do the heat press. And so then I went looking for my rhinestones, which I have quite a few of them. And that's what made me think. I pulled the drawer out where all my rhinestones are. I have the hot fix rhinestones, and I also have the rhinestones that you glue on, where you can put on tumblers and cups and what have you. And I have so many of them. And it made me realize that I had bought all of these stones and I don't use them. I haven't bought any in well over a year. And I have a lot. I have a lot of stones that I don't use. And I was like, okay, that's a huge waste of money. So I need to start using my stones. I have designs that I bought that I haven't even made templates for to use. And so I was thinking, I said, I need to get back into doing my rhinestones. So that's going to be added onto my list as well. So improving on my overall crafting skills. Um, I'll talk about a couple other things as well. Well, before I get to that, let me add one more skill on it, and that's sewing. I used to sew all the time many years ago, got completely away from sewing for decades. And now getting into embroidery, a lot of projects, especially with the sew along crew, there have been projects that come up that does require you to do some sewing. And I realized that my sewing skills have gotten a little rusty. So I'm going to pick that up as well. Now, when I say I'm going to pick up sewing, I'm not telling you I'm going to be a sewist. I'm not telling you that I'm going to be making garments and all those things like that, even though I do have a couple of patterns where I want to make some pants, and I'm going to do that. Um, but I just want to learn more about sewing. I got books and all kinds of stuff that can help me. And of course, as you know, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there to learn. So I have listed off how many: embroidery, sublimation, rhinestone, and now sewing. So that's at least 4 skills that I want to improve on. And I'm specifically saying improve on. So I don't want anybody coming back to me saying, well, you said you're going to be good at this and good at that and good. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm going to spend more time learning how to do these different things and get better at them than I currently am. That's what I'm saying. So when I say improve on, that's exactly what I mean. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Has anybody else stopped in since? Let me see. I think Deborah, you're the only new person. So again, you guys don't feel shy in sharing what your goals are. So number 2, now this is specifically to being a content creator. I want to double the video content that I currently have. So what does that mean to me? That means that I'm going to have a lot more videos that I'm putting up, which will include my live streams that I do, as well as my channel videos that I record and then upload to YouTube. So as you all probably know, I'm working on more of them now with my 12 Days of Christmas series. I already have 6 up, and number 7 should be up tomorrow morning. I'm working on it now, so it should be up and ready tomorrow morning. And I will definitely have all 12 of them done before the end of the week. That is definitely my goal. And I should have that done. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to stand in the way of that Bart getting sick or anything. Because I've gotten all my Christmas gifts and stuff except for one already taken care of. and out of the way. Thank goodness, got that done. So currently, I think I have 173 videos right now. I wanted to get 200 by the end of the year, but I'm not going to be able to accomplish that. I will be close because with 73, I should have, I definitely will have 80. So I'll be 20 videos short of what my goal was. But next year, I want to at least get 400. That is definitely my goal. So hopefully that will occur, barring anything that can happen. And you know, stuff happens. You say you're going to do something, and there's always something that comes up to stop you. But that is definitely my goal, to be able to have at least 400 videos uh, up and available for people to watch by the end of 2025. Now, don't hold me to the fire if it doesn't happen, but I definitely will be working towards that goal to get 400. I have on here 400 plus, but definitely will be working to do that. More video content. And saying that, I am going to need help from all of you to help me come up with good content titles and challenges and what have you, so I can have stuff to put up. I know if I'm working on improving my skills in the different areas that I talked about, then that should give me a lot of material to be able to talk about video and demo and all of that. So that's going to be very helpful with both of the different goals that I have created for myself. So that's number three, two. Yes, that's number two. So number three, and again, they're not in any priority order. But the third thing that I have down here, which is really important, to grow my subscribership. Now, you guys know that I'm working hard towards getting 2,000 by the end of the year. And if I'm not mistaken, what is it, 15 more days, 12 more days, whatever it is, days left in the year. Right now, I have 1,970. I need 30 more subscribers to reach my 2,000 subscriber goal by the end of the year. And I am getting people that are subscribing. So I'm very happy, very thankful, very appreciative. Thank you guys so much. So continue to do that. Anybody out there that's watching, that's listening, that tunes in, any of those things, if you have not subscribed, please do, because I do want to reach that goal, if at all possible, for this year. And Robinson, you say you got your daughter to subscribe. That's great. Thank you. I do appreciate it. So you guys, nudge somebody. But get that goal for the end of the year. And whenever I hit that goal of 2,000, there will be another giveaway. Don't know what it's going to be, but there will be another giveaway. And so next year, my goal is to not only double it, but to increase it even more and hit that 5,000 mark. And I know it is possible to do, very possible to do, especially if I work on the other goals that I just mentioned. So that is what I am planning on doing for next year. And with that, it falls over into the next goal that I have, which would be to increase the monthly monetization. Now, as you guys know, I got monetized about a year ago. And with becoming YouTube monetized means that ads and things, as you guys are watching, ads come up while you're watching and what have you. And based upon viewership, subscribership, and the algorithm that the YouTube channel uses, the ads pay a little money. And when I say a little money, it's a little money. It's not a lot of money at all. Trust me, it's nowhere near enough money to fund a channel. So it takes viewership, it takes subscribers, it takes um, likes, it takes comments, it takes sharing of the videos and what have you. All of the things that I ask for every time we meet, it takes all of that in order for the people that are running the ads to make a payment or contribution towards the channel. And as I get better, as the numbers grow, then the monetization will grow. As the monetization grows, then I'm able to get more things. I'll be able to do better giveaways. I'll be able to make arrangement with affiliates where we can definitely get really nice giveaways. I mean, some people actually affiliate with Mighty Hoop and different thread companies and other hooping companies and machine companies and what have you, and they donate things to give to content creators' audience. So it benefits you guys as much, if not more, than it benefits me. Because if I get to the point where I can get some affiliation collaboration, then they will be able to fund the opportunity to be able to give to the audience gifts and prizes and stuff with the giveaways and contests and different things that YouTube allows you to do. And people do win and they're able to get really nice, useful gifts and stuff. Because right now, the giveaway that I did and the ones that will be coming up, those things are coming directly from me. They're not coming from any sponsorship or affiliation or anything. They're being sponsored by Shirley's Threadwork. So they're my gift to you guys. And I want to be able to do more, do better, and things like that. But it is a process. So that's what I'm hoping to be able to do to improve. Hi, Joanna Holmes. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Um, the next one, as you know, I have an Etsy shop. And my goal is to keep my Etsy shop up and running and going and get new contents on my Etsy shop and to increase my sales. And I'm not going to say anything else about that. That's self explanatory, but that is a goal of mine. And it's kind of difficult to maneuver and balance all of these things out. And I know it may sound like, oh, you're putting a lot on your plate. And I do feel like I'm putting a lot on my plate, but they all kind of fall into unison. If I do one thing, then it benefits the other thing and it's part of the other goal. So that's what happens. So does anybody on here want to share what maybe some goals that you thought about that you want to do for 2025? Whether it has something to do with embroidery or whatever skills you do, or anything. If you want to share, oh, I want to learn how to do this, or I want to do that, or I want to travel here, I want to see this. I know some people want to go to different uh, expos. Did you guys see that little blank thing that came up? I don't know what that is, but I hope we're not going to have any technical difficulties tonight like we've done before. Hopefully not. And this is Wine Down Tuesday, so get your wine out. Okay, so you guys saw the little, I don't know what that was. Wasn't anything I did. Hopefully, like I said, we're not going to have any craziness with the technology tonight like we have had in the past. So I hope that's just one little glitch and it doesn't happen again. Hopefully. Um, this one is a big one, and I'm finding out the next one that I want to talk about is a big one for me, and I made that decision this week, and I'm finding out this is something that if I don't achieve any of the other goals, this one I definitely plan on and want to achieve this year. And that is to have all of my Christmas gifts that I am going to be making, all of my Christmas gift projects and what have you, completed by Thanksgiving. I do not want to be stuck with trying to do any kind of gift making of any kind personally in the month of December. As I have to tell you, trying to juggle your time doing your personal stuff and your content stuff and your Etsy shop and all of the other, and then people want you to do this, that, and the other at the last minute can drive you crazy. And I have decided that I can control at least one thing, and that is decide who I'm going to make something for, what I'm going to make, and get it made and out of the way by Thanksgiving. So the month of December would be free to do anything that has to do with sales or Etsy or custom order or anything like that. Therefore, that's going to take a lot of the stress off of me because it's a lot. Trust and believe me. I know Jeanette talks about all the stuff that she has to do in December with her bulk orders and her job and her this and the that and everything. And I don't know if she does any personalization or personal gifts and stuff for her friends and family like I do. And if she does, it's probably driving her crazy because I know it's driving me. Trust, it's not easy. I thought about the 12 days of Christmas gifting and stuff like that, and it sounds like a wonderful idea and fun thing to do, and it is, and I want to do it. But trying to get it out and get it done, and I say I'm gonna get this much done on this day and this much on this day, and then other stuff comes up. And trust and believe me, that makes it so much more difficult to get everything done. So that is my goal. Some of you might want to adopt that goal, but I tell you, for me, I intend to have everything done by Thanksgiving. I'm going to try to think about what it is I want to do and go ahead and do it. Now, I saw Deborah. Where are you? Deborah, you say, where are you? You want to go to Missouri Star Company and Quilt Time anywhere out there, anybody up there out for it. Yes, I do recall. If I'm not mistaken, I think Jeanette and her sister are thinking about going next year. So that's at least two people that you know. I don't know of anybody else. And I don't want to I don't want to say definitely I will, but I have some things in the work that I'm not at liberty to talk about at this moment, which would probably allow me to do that as well next year. So who knows? We might be able to do a meetup at the Missouri Star Company Quilt in Missouri. So, because that's my home state. And I have friends and family, what have you, in Missouri. So that would be definitely a fun thing to do. So that's a good goal. So maybe we need to talk about that later. So, Val, you said good goal and good luck. And Robin, you said you love to do that. And then, of course, Robin, you said that's a good goal. I think the getting stuff done by Thanksgiving is a good goal. Uh, and Val said that sounds like a good trip. Val, I hope you will be able to join Deborah. And Jenny, you said you definitely touched some goals that would be on my list. My first goal would be to get better in embroidery that I can be confident enough to start a side hustle. Yes, and you do good work. You do good work, Jenny. So you can. It's just up to you to decide you want to do it. Start off with what you know you do the best, what you know, what you're very confident doing. I mean, something as simple as doing your really cute coasters that you gave me and Jeanette. You know, you'd be surprised how you can sell these things because they're really really cute, and people might want to buy this. Now, I'm not suggesting you do Etsy or anything like that. That would certainly be up to you, but I would definitely look into it if it's something that you really want to do because it is time and effort. Definitely that. So, Deborah, you're saying Ross trip. I guess you mean road trip. I don't know, but that would be cool. And Jenny, you think you would like to go to the Missouri Star Quilting Convention? So yeah, road trip. Yep. So let's talk about it. You don't know. It might be something that could happen. You never know. I know a lot of people, or several people, uh, have stated that they're a little leery about going back to the Sewing and Quilt Expo that they have in Fredericksburg, Virginia, because the last couple of ones weren't that good, and wanting to branch out to go somewhere else now that may be a little bit better. And I think the Missouri Star Quilting Convention came up several times. So who knows? That might be a good uh, thought to actually think about getting a road trip together with several people that actually want to go. And we're in different locations, so it wouldn't necessarily be like a convoy road trip, but we can certainly meet up if that's something people want to do, and make a plan. Yeah, we're going to meet up in Missouri, and I don't know. I know it's in Missouri, but what town is it in? Does anybody know exactly where in Missouri it is? If you know that, can you let me know or let us know? So, the next one kind of falls into line with the first one that I talked about as far as improving my crafting skills overall. I want to make a commitment to make at least two quilts next year. I want to be able to do that. I have an AccuQuilt machine and some dies. I have my scan and cut, which will cut out fabric. So I have a lot of things that will um, assist in getting things together for making a quilt. So I want to make a commitment to doing at least two quilts next year. Um, so hopefully I can accomplish that goal, but I'm definitely going to try. So you said the Missouri Star Quilting store or convention is in Hamilton, Missouri. Where's Hamilton, Missouri? Oh, okay. Interesting. Hamilton, Missouri is off of I-35, which you guys know Missouri is my hometown. And it is north of Kansas City, Missouri. And I lived in Kansas City, Missouri for over 8 years. So I'm very familiar with Highway 35, and St. Joseph, Missouri is west of Hamilton. And St. Joseph, Missouri used to be one of the um, places that I used to go to as I was working as a pharmaceutical rep. So I am relatively familiar with that area. So that's where it is in Hamilton, Missouri. And that is outside. It's I won't necessarily say it's not a suburb of Kansas City, Missouri, but it is north of Kansas City, Missouri, and it looks like it may be maybe 50, 60 miles north of Kansas City, Missouri. So that's not bad at all as far as how to get there and stuff like that. So at least I have an idea of where in Missouri, Hamilton, Missouri is because, like I said, I used to live there. So you know, I tell you, I've lived in a lot of places. St. Louis, Missouri is my birthplace. And so I lived in St. Louis, Missouri quite a bit, off and on. And like I said, I when I started as a pharmaceutical rep, I went to Springfield, Missouri first for 3, 4 months. Then they moved me to Kansas City, Missouri, which again I was there for 8 years before moving to the Pacific Northwest for a few years. So I'm pretty familiar with Kansas City, Missouri. Uh, Joanna Holmes, a Missouri Star Quilting Convention is 4 hours drive from me in Belleville, Illinois. Okay, gotcha, got you. Belleville, Illinois, which is where my grandson lives, where my daughter's headed to for Christmas, and my great granddaughter. They are in Belleville. I have a very good friend that's in Fairview Heights there. So I know where Belleville is outside of St. Louis, right across the bridge, right across the bridge. And so it's a 4 hour drive from Belleville. Kansas City is like a 2.5 hour west of St. Louis, and Hamilton is north of Kansas City, Missouri. So it depends of, I'm just giving you the geography where it is. So that gives you a little idea. Hi, Ann. How are you? Okay. You got a brother sublimation printer. Well, good for you. What are you going to do with it? Have you thought about what you're going to make? And you said just in time for Christmas presents. What are you making? What are you making for Christmas? Hi, Joyce. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. So, what do you think you're going to do for your Christmas present with your brother sublimation machine? Share with us if you don't mind, because it's a lot of things you can make. You can do shirts and do cups. Well, yeah, you can do shirts and cups and tumblers and all of that kind of stuff if you have the heat press machines to go with it. If not, then you still need a heat press machine if you're going to use sublimation. So, what kind of heat press machine do you have? Hopefully you have one. If not, then put that on your Christmas list. And I have to fly there from the East Coast. Okay. We're in the East right now. So gotta fly to Kansas City. It's in the Midwest. Like I said, it's in the Midwest. Um so like I said, the quilting. I definitely want to do the quilt. So encourage me on that. And number 8, um, again, that kind of goes along with number 1 with the crafting skills. My number 8 goal is to include sewing, serging, rhinestones, sublimation, and probably quilting in my content creation. So what that means that some of the videos and stuff that I do, I will be discussing those skills as well, those projects. I may be doing a sewing project, a sublimation project, a rhinestone. So that's going to give some variety and it will reach out to more people, different people that have different skill levels, different interests, and what have you. Because as I'm learning how to do stuff, then I definitely will be sharing it and showing you guys how I do certain things. So that it will be included into my content creation. Um, I would love to do more demos even on my live, but as you guys know, I'm limited to a degree with the one camera, which makes it extremely difficult to do a very good demo. But I will be working on how to uh, remedy that situation some kind of way. I'm not going to make promises, but I will definitely be trying to do that. And you say you will be making coasters and bags and tea towels and oh my, so much to do with it. Yes, there's so much that you can do with sublimating, um, and it's quick and easy. You got a heat press and your sublimation designs, your PNG designs, and everybody has it. And you do know that depending upon the software that you have, you can definitely turn a PNG or any image into uh, into a PNG in order to print it out to sublimate. So that gives you a huge array or a huge um, lot of options for you to come up with designs to put on different things. Because when I first started sublimating, I had a sublimation, and I still do have the Cricut mug sublimation heat press, and I made a lot of cups from pictures that we took. So you just take pictures and turn them into PNGs, print it out with your sublimation printer, and then press it onto your cups or your tumblers or what have you, or your t-shirts or towels and coasters and what have you. So it gives you a lot of options. So Joanna, you say your 2025 goals is quilting and rhinestone t-shirts. Good, 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 good. Yes, that will be fun. A lot of fun. I love rhinestones. I really do love rhinestones. I've only dabbled in it a little bit, not a whole lot. And I've kind of lost my time with it. When I was in Florida, I definitely did way more things with rhinestones. I don't do a lot right now, but I'm going to pick that back up because, like I said, I realized how many rhinestones I got just sitting around here doing nothing. I was like, I bought all these rhinestones, and then I bought all these rhinestone designs, and I have not cut them out. I've not done any of that, and I know how to use Cricut Design Space and all of that. So, I know how to make a template and everything. So I want to do that. And I want to get back into my sublimation and my rhinestone. And I do have some ideas of things that I want to do. So I definitely will be dabbling in that next year. So it sounds really, really good. Val, you said ornaments are another good thing to make with your sublimation. It is. And you say you do have a heat and cup press, which is awesome that you have. You got to have a heat press of some kind. And guess what I saw? I don't know if you have a heat press, or I don't know if everybody has a heat press, but if you're interested in a heat press, the Cricut Auto Press, they're selling it now for $2.99. They came out with that thing for $1,000 about 2 years ago. And I saw online today, I got an email today where they're actually selling it for $2.99. Don't know how long because I didn't really read up on it because, in all honesty, I have one. I didn't pay the $1,000 for it. I did get it on sale, but I did not get it for $2.99. I was like, I'll be doggone. Now it's $299, which doesn't surprise me. It's a 15 by 12 or 15 by 15. I don't recall, but it's not a huge one. It's not you're not able to adjust the pressure or anything like that, but it is an automatic. So when you shut it down and do all the timing and the heat, it heats up. You set the timer, and then once the timer is done, then it pops up. So it's a pretty. I like it. I don't love it. I like it. I have a 20 by 16 regular heat press that you can adjust the pressure and stuff, but it's big and it's too big for my space. So it's still at my daughter's house, and I miss it. I definitely miss it. And at some point in life, I'm hoping to be able to get it reconnected to me where I can use it and do more things with it because my son, which just popped on, hi son, how you doing? He gifted to me. So I have that 20 by 16 heat press and I want to go back to using it because it's big and it does the job. My goal at some point in life is to get one that you can actually pull out. This one is a clamshell, but you can't pull it out. But you just have to be careful so you don't burn yourself. But it works wonderful and it does exactly what I need it to do. The altar press is okay. It does what I need it to do, but it would be the 16 by 19 regular heat press is a better heat press because, like I said, you can adjust the pressure and stuff, and that makes it a better machine because some things do require more pressure than others. Because last week I was doing some Caesar metallic puff vinyl um, projects and I discovered that the Cricut Auto Press, which I had read somewhere, does not provide enough pressure to puff it up as well as it should, and you can't adjust the pressure. So that makes it's usable, but it doesn't do the best job. But anyway, if you don't have a heat press and you're interested in a heat press that can do a relatively good job, Cricut has one for $2.99. Um, H, what is that called? HTV, Ron, heat press are pretty good. I heard I don't have one, but what I've read about them, they seem to be pretty good too, and they're not very expensive either. I think you can get one for $2.99, $3.99, something like that. They're not that expensive, and I think they're like 15 by 15. I think. Now I don't know if they're auto or not, but from what I've read about them, they seem to be pretty good heat presses. Uh, Val, you say you've been supplementing ornaments with the child's photo on one side and a year like first Christmas, second Christmas, etc. on the other side. Really, really good Christmas gifts and things to sell. So the one thing that happens when we get our equipment and stuff like that, you open up the doors to make a little hustle, honey. Always think about what you can make and make a little change. You got friends and families and church members and club members and what have you and stuff. These are people that you can reach out to and maybe make a little change because you got the stuff that you need. And you say you have a heat press and your other one broke. You order another one, and my husband fixed the one that broke. Now you have two. There you go. There you go. So you got what you need to do some things. So you're gonna have fun with your making your Christmas gifts, and you got time because sublimation can be done a whole lot quicker than embroidery. That's for sure. That is for sure. Okay, where did I stop off at? Organize designs and font as well as my studio. Now, I know I did a talk about organizing your designs about a month or two ago, and it went on very well, a lot of views and stuff, and I have yet to do that. Um, the commitment is made now to do that. I've invested, and I don't know if it's a good investment or not because I haven't actually had an opportunity to learn how to use it. But I got this. I saw this at a quilting shop, and let me see. Is Floriani My Design album software, and it all three programs in one, and it is an organization software. Let's see if you can get more. Organize embroidery designs with easy something other. Organize embroidery designs into easy to find categories. My Design album is an embroidery design filing system based on customizable categories and search tags to create a filing system the way you want it organized. So it's kind of like thumbnail, but a little bit more from what I've been told and what I've seen. And I know there's some YouTube videos out, which again, I haven't had time to dive into this because it's Christmas. But this is, I'm hoping, going to be my saving grace because I want to use this. And this is attached to another goal that I have. And that goal ties into what we talked about last week. And that is to use my designs that I already have, all the stuff that I have already purchased. Hopefully, organizing your designs. And I'm not saying you got to buy software. I'm not saying anything like that because there are people that know how to do it, got everything set up and organized on their computer file system, working and everything without any type of expensive software to do it. But what I do know, if you have your designs organized and saved, hopefully on a backup external drive, as well as maybe some USB sticks or something, then you know what you have. And then you can find them and use them. And then you're not going to be tempted, hopefully, to buy more because you realize you already have designs you can use and need. So I have stated that I don't intend to, and I'm hoping I can stick to it. It's a goal. I don't intend to buy any designs for at least the first 3 months of the year. So you talking about January, February, March for sure. I don't want to spend a dime on a design. I want to spend my time getting what I have organized, figure out what I have available to use, and use what I have and not spend money on something that I don't need because I already have something similar that I can use. So that is definitely a goal of mine. And you say, yes, you agree with that because you have so many designs to use. And we do. We all do. We all do. And Jenny, you're saying definitely you need an external drive because you don't want to lose your designs that you bought if you have an accidental crash or something on your machine. Now, keep in mind that most of the places that you buy designs from, you're able to go in and re-download them for sometimes there's no limit. Sometimes they may have 100 times, 50 times, 30 times, whatever it may or may not be limits to it. But most of them allow you to download your designs multiple times, which is great, just in case you do have an accident. But then sometimes you won't remember where you bought them, so you don't know how to go back and find them, or that particular person or place that you bought them from don't even exist anymore, so you can't replace it. So it is very wise to have a backup so you'll have this information available to you because that's an investment. These designs are not free. They are free ones. But we spend good money on designs. You guys know that. And if you were to add up all the money that you spent on the design, you'd be mad. You probably could buy your darn luminaire. I probably could buy my luminaire. No, not that many, but you could buy a good piece of equipment. I promise you that. If you added up all the money that you have spent on design, embroidery design, I promise you probably could buy you a nice piece of equipment of some kind. I guarantee you that. Because I know we have spent, added all up, we have spent hundreds of dollars on designs. I know we have. I know I have. And Robin, you say you need one too, so I'm assuming you're talking about an external drive. So please get one if you don't have one. And so you need the big binders, like you said, to print out your design. I tell you, last week I was so happy to find out that you guys were doing the binder stuff just like me, because I honestly thought I was the only one doing it. Like why are you doing those, printing out all those pages and stuff? Uh, it takes a lot of ink, but the Echo Tank works. That Echo Tank is a lifesaver. I am so glad I invested in that because you put that ink in there, and I'm having a good time printing out my stuff and not worrying about the expense of the ink from my HP uh, printer. That HP printer ink is expensive and it does not last at all. It's like your sublimation ink don't last either. Uh, so get a big binder. Go to Costco or Sam's or BJ's or some place like that, or either order something off of Amazon. Leslie said last week you can get 500 sheet protectors from off of Amazon for like 20 some odd dollars. I forgot to look it up, but I am. And I know you get the big binders at one of the big box stores for a good reasonable price. And just I have some binders, but I know I'm going to go to BJ's and get, I think they have them like two or three, and they're like $15, $16, which would be a perfect investment because you're going to fill it up anyway with all of the, and then get your hole puncher, one of the ones that punches three holes. I got mine here somewhere, but anyway, and your protective sheet if you want, and have at it. So you have that stuff and categorize it just like you do in your files. So you know what you have. That's the goal, to know what you have. So you're not buying something you already have or buying something that you don't need because you have something very similar to that. You have it categorized with flowers and animals, or either what company you bought it from, or however you decide to do it. And then when you want a design that fits that particular thought, then you can go to that category and look through what you already have, and you may very well find the perfect design. It has to be a perfect design because you liked it, because you bought it. Use it. How many designs do we have that we have bought and have not used? I know I have a whole lot of them that I have bought and have not used. And then you keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. It doesn't make sense. So let's stop doing that. Let us all make that one of our goals for 2025. I think that's a very good goal. Hi, Marissa. How you doing? You say you've been in the bushes listening, but that's good. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. And Joanna, you say you need a new printer because your printer died from printing your templates from binder catalog. Well, I got the Epson Echo Tank, and well, I love it because of the saving of the ink. It does not print as sharp as an HP or my HP does, which is okay because what I'm using it for, it prints perfectly. And I use it almost exclusively for my cataloging of my designs. And that's the reason why I bought it, because I wanted to make sure that I could print and not have to worry about spending a zillion million dollars on ink, and also get your paper from the big box store. If you have the room, you can buy the big cases of paper, and then you should have enough paper for the rest of the year. Or they sell the great big stack of like 750 sheets of paper for $8 or something like that. But and that saves you money. So that's one route of it. And then get your external drive and put your designs on your external drive. So you will be able to save your thing and keep it protected. Okay, I'm getting close to the end of my goals. I think I had 12, and I think I only have two more to go so far. I'm looking to see did I cover them all. Um, and you said, yes, that's my goal now. I need to not buy fabric. Well, we talked about that last week too. So use the fabric that you have. I have more fabric than I realized that I had. I don't have bolts of fabric, but I do have pieces of fabric. I have tons of fat quarters. I have fabric, but I don't have boats where I can do big projects and stuff. But I do have a lot of fabric, and I need to go through my fabric and organize that as well. And I think I'm going to do that by color. And so I'll know what I have. And Joanna, you're asking, is the printer Canon or all-in-one Echo Tank? It's an Epson. Mine is an Epson. And Taisha said, what Echo Tank did I purchase? I have the Epson Echo Tank. Uh, it's not the most expensive one. I think it's like the I think it's the middle one. I think that's what it is. Because I did look, they have like three levels, I believe. I didn't get the least expensive one, and I didn't get the most expensive one. Let me see if it tells me what it is. Because the software is on my phone. Mm, 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 mm. It's twirling and twirling and twirling. I got the ET 2800. So I guess it's Echo Tank 2800 is what I purchased. And I have had this at least it might be a year, but I know it's at least 6 months or more. And my yellow, magenta, and cyan is not even half empty. The one that is like a quarter of way down or three quarters empty is black. So I'll need to buy black before I buy anything else. But most likely I will just buy the set when I get ready to buy. But I have to tell you, it does not use up a lot of ink for all of the printing, color printing I've been doing since I had it. I would have bought at least six, seven, eight different um, sets of ink for my HP or more. Because I was buying ink for my HP, it seems like on a monthly basis or even every 3 weeks. I mean, it was like every time I turn around, I was running out of ink. And the ink was not cheap or is not cheap. And I was like, wait a minute, I can't afford this. And it didn't let me do that And I don't know what, maybe because I didn't do it when I first bought the machine, where they didn't let you run out of ink. They would deliver it, automatically at a discounted price. So I'm having to run to the store and get it, or order it from Amazon basically. And it was not inexpensive. So I had to switch on that one. Taisha, your file should be backed up on two external drives because you had designs on one external drive and it died on you, and you took it to work, and a guy in the tech service took it. I guess he fixed it. Oh, took the designs off for you and put them on a new external drive. So now you store them on two different drives. Makes sense. It makes sense to back it up. Some people back them up on external drive and put them in the cloud as well. Me and the cloud ain't friends, so that's not my option because I have stuff in the cloud that I'll never get out the cloud because I don't know how to get it out the cloud. But I think having an extra backup is not a bad idea. And Ann, you said you had an Epson tank, Echo tank, and you turned it into a sublimation. I didn't know you. Well, yes, Epson, so I guess you could, because I know you can turn Epson printers into sublimation printers, but I never knew about that. It makes sense because that's almost kind of how they do the sublimation ink anyway, so it makes sense. Okay, okay. I have the Sawgrass. I didn't want to do all the conversion. And Taisha, thanks. I was recommending that one to friends because you saw it at Costco for $1.99, in the summer bananas $2.99. I think I paid like $2.50 or $2.30, something. It was between $2.30 and $2.50 off of Amazon when I bought it. So it wasn't $1.99. It was two something. Uh, it wasn't $2.99 though. I know that it was between $2.30 and $2.50 when I bought mine off of Amazon. Whenever that was, I don't remember how long ago, but it was this year. And you say you hated your HP printer for that reason. Yeah, I don't hate my printer. I love my HP printer because I like the way it prints. I hate it because it drinks ink like an alcoholic. That part I don't like. I like the one I had for years was an HP, and it was a huge one. I think it was you could print up to a 19-inch um, sheet, and I got it long time ago when I was sublimating because I wanted to be able to print out my own, not sublimating, scrapbooking. I wanted to be able to print out my own scrapbook pages, my own design. So I got this big printer that I could do like a 12 by 19 inch. And I had that printer for years before it died. It was a workhorse. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I think I bought that printer like in 2007, 08, 09, something around that time, and it just died on me before I left out of Florida in 21. So I had that printer for years before it died on me, and it did not drink ink. My impression was it didn't drink ink like that, but I wasn't embroidering and printing out catalogs either. But I was doing a lot of printing, and I had it when I first started doing my embroidery. So I was printing out my design information, and it still was doing good, but maybe that's why it died because I started working it to death. But that was a good printer. That was a good printer. The one I have is okay, but I'm not using it right now because I ain't buying ink for it. Um, Hi Leslie, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. And you said you got your Epson 2760 that they sell at Costco and Sam's, and you purchased it to do sublimation, but decided to go with the Sawgrass printer. Yes, so I guess you use your Epson now just for regular printing. Uh, oh, okay, and that's good. So you buy the Echo tank and you just put in sublimation ink instead of there. That's a good idea. Question: do you have to use it every day, or will it clog up? Because I don't use my sawgrass every day. However, I do have it on and I do have it run, and it does waste ink. But the good thing about it is if I'm not using it, it isn't clogging up to the point where it becomes unusable or I have to go through this whole rigmarole trying to get it unclogged. So I like that because I've had my sublimation printer uh, at least since 2020, so 4 years. And I've never had any issue with it, even when I packed it up and moved from Florida here and didn't use it for a while. I have yet to have any issues with it. So yeah, that that's a good idea. Didn't know you could do that because that's a whole lot cheaper than buying a sawgrass. But how does the ink situation work as far as like I said, when you're not using it, and how much does the ink cost? If you don't mind answering those questions, I appreciate it because people like to know. People may be interested in doing that and getting it because again, you can get an Epson tank, Echo tank, a lot cheaper than you can a Sawgrass printer. That's for sure. Let me see. Number, I guess this would be number 11. What I want to do is increase the number of people that participate in our Wednesday night sew along crew projects, where we do things and we, as a group, and do the reveal and show you what we do as a group because that's a learning process too. But on top of increasing the participants, I want to start including lessons in the sew along crew group. That thought process came up pretty much from the last two meetings that we had where people were asking questions about how to do this, that, and the other, uh, mainly with using the machines. And I thought about it. I said, we could just have, take time once a month maybe and just work together as a group on how to use the 10 needle machine, how to do certain things on the 10 needle machine, how to use our scanning cuts, because most of us have them that's in the group, how to use an AccuQuip. Several of us have AccuQuip. There are so many different things that we do in this group that is becoming very interesting where people wanted to branch out and learn how to do certain things. And it won't be just me that is showing people how to do it or teaching people how to do it because everybody in our group is so talented and everybody has skill levels that they know how to do this, that, and the other and sharing that information. And the reason I'm bringing that up with the mass is the fact that yes, I do want to grow the participant group, and I don't want to call it membership group because it's not you're not becoming a member, you're just a participant. We meet and everything, and it's free to come and join us. Um, we do like for people to stick around if they're going to do that, but being able to share and that was one of the major goals of it as well is to share knowledge and information. And if you know how to do something certain, because we're on Zoom, we talk back to each other, we see each other, we can demo all of that, and that is an excellent platform to be able to learn and to grow. So I want to include more of that in the sew along that we do on Wednesday night. And like I said, I'm saying this because I want to open the door for more people to come in if they're interested to learn and to share. You have skills you want to show, you want to share with us? Now, ain't nobody paying nobody nothing. I'm letting you know right now, this is all free, free, free. We're doing this as a group because we like each other and we want to learn from each other. But if you're interested in that kind of thing, then yeah. Marissa says you want to join the Wednesday night. I want to join the group on Wednesday night. I'm going to make time this year. Wonderful. We want you there. Appreciate it. Um, Thank you. And you just run purge files every week and you have no problem with clogging. Oh, okay. Good. Good. And Ann says, mine never clogged up. It sat for a long time too. Perfect. Good to know. So you guys know now if you're interested in, um, you can get an Epson Echo tank and convert it into a sublimation printer, and it's a whole lot cheaper than buying a Sawgrass. Leslie said she had a Canon that ants got into it and trashed it, of course, but she still has an Epson that she just used for scanning documents. Okay. Oh no, SK. No, you do not need a multi-needle to join the group. No. There are people that don't have a multi-needle machine. There are people that have some every kind of machine. So we come from all backgrounds. Nobody, no, you do not have. Now, do several of us have multi-needle machines? Yes. Are there some people that do not have multi-needle machines? Yes. Are there some people that have both? Yes. So the answer to that question is no. Do you need to have an embroidery machine? Pretty much so, because that's kind of what we do. We embroider, but we don't stipulate that you have to have one, and we definitely don't stipulate that you have to have any particular size, because I know for a fact the only size embroidery machine that I have outside of my 10 needle is my SE 1900, which the largest embroidery field is a 5x7. Now, take it, I don't use it that much anymore, mainly because I don't have room. Not that I don't want to use it, I don't have the room for it, especially now that I have a jazz quilting machine. I chose to switch my sewing desk to take the SE19 off and put the jazz on it. My SE19 is still here. I can certainly switch it, just like I have a serger that I can certainly switch it. So I have access to those machines, but I don't have the room to have them all set up, which I would love to be able to do that because I want to use everything I have. And at some point in life, if it's possible, I would like to get a bigger single needle machine, bigger than the SE 1900. My dream would be to get a Luminaire. That's my dream. But whether I get it or don't get it, I don't know, can't say. But it doesn't matter. So Robin also, because SK, you say you only have a single needle machine, and I didn't want to call Robin out, but she called herself out, which is okay. She only has a single needle machine as well, and she's been with the group from day one. And let me tell you something about Miss Robin. When we do projects and quilts and stuff like that, she beats us off with her single needle machine. So you do not have to have a multi-needle machine. You don't have to have a Luminaire, a Dream Machine, a Solar. You don't have to have none of them big fancy machines. You just come as you are with what you have and do your thing. However you've been doing it, just keep doing it. And you can join us and you can participate and have fun. You can make it however it fits what you have. That's what we do. When we made the Christmas tree skirt, which was our very first project last year for Christmas, started in October. When we decided to do that, everybody chose the size design that fit best with the machine they were going to use. Some of us used our multi-needle machines strictly, and some of us that even had multi-needle machines chose to use their single needle machine strictly. So hopefully that answers your question. If you got an embroidery machines, you can, uh, work. It does help to have a sewing machine as well. And the only reason why I'm saying that is some of the projects that we decide to do include some sewing as well. That's one reason why I said I wanted to improve my sewing skill. But if you have a combination machine like the SE 1900, which is what I used last year, well, yeah, before I got my jazz. I was using my SE 1900 machine for my sewing machine and my multi-needle machine for my embroidery machine. So whenever there was a part of the project, which the Christmas tree skirt did require you to sew things, I did that with my SE 1900 machine. So hopefully that answers your question. That was a long answer, but yeah, the answer to that question is no. Hi, Sean. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I saw and I replied, you probably got it, your challenge for the ugly sweater contest. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I don't think I'm going to have time, to be honest about it. Not that my heart isn't into it, because I would love to do it. It sounds like fun, but I can't see myself getting it done in time. Um, if we decide to do this again next year, if we have more notice, it would really work well. Um, I know you just joined us, so you didn't hear some of the goals that I made. One of the major goals that I have a star on will address this, because my goal is to complete all Christmas gifts and projects that are pertaining to Christmas that are personal by Thanksgiving. I don't want to spend not one day in December having to make a personal gift. Now, December will be strictly for business. Anybody that wants me to do something for them that is paying, because I need the time for that. I need in December, so you don't feel so stressed trying to do it all. So knowing about the sweater challenge and the Elfster, which is up to me if I decide to do the the Elfster Christmas exchange, knowing that it's coming up at some point in December. I'll just go ahead and make something, and then whenever the names are pulled, that gift is made and you're done with it. So that's my goal. That's what I'm planning on doing. And you say you can't stay up any longer. So Merry Christmas and thank you for stopping by. And if it's the Lord's will, I get a chance to see and talk to you next year. Um, hey Danielle, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. You just got here and you'll catch up on the replay. Yep, that'll be it. And for all you guys and so along people, we will be meeting tomorrow night. We will be meeting tomorrow night. So, but we won't be meeting Christmas Eve nor, well, actually, it won't be Christmas Eve. It will be Christmas Day and New Year's Day. We won't be doing that, as you guys know already. Uh, did I say I have a Jag? No, I have a Jazz. Jazz. J-A-Z is in zebra. Jazz 2. I don't have a. I no, I don't have a Jag. It's it's not an industrial machine. It is a Baby Lock Jazz 2, which is a mechanical sewing machine that is used uh, for quilting and just regular sewing. It does a lot of stuff. I really like it. It sews really well. It has a large throat, a large sewing area, 12 inches. It's lighted. It does a lot of different decorative stitches and things like that. It's a pretty decent machine. So yeah, but yeah, that's one of the machines that I have. I got that machine because when I was using my SE 1900 to do the quilting and to do the denim purses and stuff like that, I felt like it was I was putting a whole lot of stress on that machine, and I didn't want to get my machine out of whack and mess it up. Even though Robin does everything on her machine, I just felt like my machine was just crying. It was like, please don't, no more, no more, no more. So I thought about it. I said, if I'm going to be doing stuff like quilting and denim, and we were talking about doing jelly roll rugs and stuff like that, I need a more industrial. Well, I don't want to call it an industrial machine, but a machine that is more sturdy than the SE 1900. I think because of the fact that it is a combo embroidery and sewing machine, it's a lot. The mechanism of it is a lot more delicate, and I didn't want to mess up the embroidery process. Get it off kilter. So I may have just been worrying for nothing, but that's just how I felt. So I decided to, they had it on sale. So I decided to get it. Um, and Sean, you say you completely understand. You're swamped over here. Yeah, I mean, it gets to be crazy. It gets to be crazy. It can make your head hurt, pull your hair out, all of that. All of that. Uh, and yes, Jazz 2 is a baby lock quilting machine. Yes, it is. And you completely understand that is why you bought your Juki to get some thicker fabric. Yes. And I would have gotten the Juki, honestly. I thought about the Juki, but I got the machine that I like the big sewing area. That was a big seller. And it came with a lot of different sewing feet and stuff, which I will be doing some videos on using the different feet, doing the different decorative stuff, and I liked the price. It was in a price range that I was able to afford at the time. Did not want to go into debt for a more expensive machine. So that's why I got the Jazz 2 versus a Juki. I did want a Juki, but I didn't want the Juki that only did a straight stitch. And to get one that did multiple different kinds of stitches like the Jazz 2 does, it was going to be out of the budget at that time. So that's why I got the Jazz too, and I'm not disappointed with it. So, and Joyce, your goal for next year is to say no to my neighbors who want me to make repairs all the way. Yeah, girl, please. Yeah, That's a good goal. That's a good goal. I try to encourage everybody, including myself, to stop doing a lot of stuff for free. I'm not saying don't do some things for free and be helpful and generous and kind and all that. But sometimes those things, people tend to take advantage. If you do it once, they want you to do it twice, then they want you to do it as a routine. Like if somebody rips something, whatever, and oh, I don't have a machine. Can you fix this for me? And they do. Then the next thing you know, every time they need something altered or repaired or whatever, oh, she knows how to do this. Let me ask her to do that. Can you put this button on? Can you sew this seam? Can you hem this skirt? All of that. No, that's what you take it to the tailor for. I'm not a tailor. And even if I was, you would be paying me. Now, what you charge is a different thing. That would be your decision. But don't. Your time is your time. Your time is your time, and just make sure that people respect that. Oh my! And Sean, you said your customers wanted unique embroidery this season. You're embroidering a logo on on hip on top, I guess, on top of the seam near the waist for 50 jackets. That's a lot. That's a lot. And Carol, how you doing, Carol? Thank you for stopping by. And you said just say no to hemming pants. I don't hem pants either. I use that uh seam tape stuff. That's what I use. I use iron and the tape. That's how I hem. When I was getting things hemmed, I went to a tailor. I don't do hemming. So yeah, nah, I don't do alterations to be honest about it because I don't think my sewing skill is up to par to even do that. So I don't do it and I don't tell people I can't. Even for myself, I have several things that need hemming that I have not hemmed yet. And not to say that now that I have my jazz and maybe because I got the blind stitch feet and all of that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do some of those things now, but I don't I'm no, I'm not gonna say I don't think I'm not going to be doing them for other people. I'm not even gonna tell other people I know how to do that because that's not my forte. And I don't want to open the door and I don't want to have to get involved in things, doing things that stress me out. I like to stay in my lane and I know where my lane is and I don't like getting out of my lane. Because that way you don't have to worry about making mistakes, ruining people's stuff. And I'm one of these perfectionists. I like for everything to look professional if I do it. I like for every little jump stitch to be cut, every little piece of thread that's sticking out to be cut. I like to cover the back up sometimes with the tender touch. I like those kinds of things that I do so everything looks really, really nice and crisp. So if I do something that's out of my lane, it may not look like that. Perfect example, quilting. I don't know how to quilt. I have made one. I'm learning. Binding is my nemesis. Mitering corners is a pain. The stuff that I've done, mitering and binding, I wouldn't sell it to nobody. So no, when I know my limitations. I'll do it for myself, but I ain't gonna do it for nobody else. And I'm not gonna stress myself out and give myself a headache and run up my blood pressure trying to figure out how to do it to make it look perfect because that's exactly what I would be doing if I was doing it for someone else. I would stress myself out and work myself into a tizzy trying to make it look perfect. I ain't gonna do that. Not gonna do it. And Rob said, I'd rather make a whole new pair of pants than him a pair. Oh, boy, I tell you. Better get you some of that seaming tape and get an iron. Because almost every pair of pants I have to be, I even have to hem dresses and skirts. And that's what I have in my closet now that need hemming dresses and skirts. I'll hem a pair of pants. So like I said, I'll get that tape and iron it on there in a minute and I'm gone. The skirts, depending upon how long they are, takes more time because you may even have to cut them off and you got to make sure the hems are even and it's just a lot. And I have a high low dress. I definitely got to take that and get to a tailor and get it done because I want the hem to be perfect. And there is no way in the world I'm going to convince myself that I'm able to hem a high low skirt and get it correctly. So it may have to be. I don't even want to go there and let somebody that does that for a living worry about it. Sean, you say you just finished a Santa quilt and shipped it to get today, and you finished the binding at 3 a.m. this morning. Girl, 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 girl. See, you need to. I'm inviting you next year because I know we're too busy for it this year. Plus, we're not doing any more after tomorrow this year anyway. But come to one of our sew along Zooms and show us how to. Well, those of us that don't know how to do binding and mitering corners very well. Now, it is quite a few of people in our group that are very good at quilting and they know how to do that. So I'm not talking about those that I know for a fact. They already know how to do good binding. They already know how to miter corners and all of that. But there is a few of us that are newbies in quilting, and we all know who we are, that may be able to benefit from someone that does that as part of what they do for their business to kind of give us a tip. Now, I know it's easy to watch YouTubes and stuff, which I have, but you learn hands on. And to do it on a Zoom, which is what I was talking about, one of my goals is that we could be there watching you do it and then in kind do it with you and ask questions. Because I have mitered corners before years and years and years ago and did well. But for some reason, I just can't get that darn mitering down. It is running me crazy. And the binding to get the stitches to just to do it the way it is supposed to be done without it looking bad. Now I know a lot of people do the hand stitching, which I did do with that quilt that we made. The crew made the sew along crew made, and we all did a quilt. The one that I did the hand sewing of the binding because that's what it said. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to sew it. I don't want to do it. It takes up too much time, and those needles will stick in my finger. So I would love to be able to learn how to do it and just sew it. And okay, good. And I do know you. I do thank you. She is saying that she would be willing to come to the Zoom, ladies. All of you, sew along crew people. So next year, sometime we're going to set it up, and we're going to have Sean come and show us how to do it. So that'll be perfect. I thank you so much. And she also has a long arm. Now, several of us are also struggling a little bit because we want to do edge to edge quilting. Some of us have done it with the 10 needle machine as well as some has done it with single needle machines already. I personally tried it and was not successful, but I want to learn how to do it. And I know it's not that difficult to do, but practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. And Jenny, you were saying, great, can't wait to learn from you. Now, Jenny, this is going to be on our Sew Along crew a Zoom that we do on Wednesday nights because I don't have the capacity for us to do it on the live. Although I might be able to figure that out, but I want this to start off with our solo crew, which means Jenny, you certainly can come and do the Zoom with us if you have the time. We meet on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and the night that we bring Sean on. If you want to come on with that, I'm inviting you where you can do that. But I'm inviting Sean to our Wednesday night so long one day next year, and we'll get together and talk about it and arrange it and all that kind of stuff. But that's what we're going to do. So I feel good about that. That's an accomplishment. Thank you. I feel good. I feel good. So, is there another one? Yes. I covered everything except for number 12. And number 12 is also a goal. And I talked about this a little bit last year. And some of the ladies in the So Long may remember me talking about it this year. But my goal is to move. MOVE. Move, 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 move. Out of Maryland. Don't know where, but that is what I want to do next year, 2025. And if it's the Lord's will and I'm blessed into a place where I'll have a bigger space for my studio. I need room. I've grown. I'm in this bubble here and I'm stuffed. I got stuff and have nowhere to put it. And therefore I don't have the ability to use it. And it's not convenient and it gets to be stressful. And therefore, to alleviate some of the stress, I need to find a place that gives me more room to stretch out. I want to be able to put my machines up. I want my serger up. I want my SE19 up. I want my Jazz 2 up. I want my 10 needle up. I want a table that I can go 360-degree around it so I can do layout stuff and cut and all that kind of stuff. And I also want to set out all of my hooping stations. I have 3. I want to put at least 2 of them up. I have, it's just stuff that I need up and available, and make it where it's convenient and easier to maneuver, and then hopefully be able to get another camera up where I can do demos and stuff like that, and find a platform. Don't know if it'll be Streamyard or not, where I can do the 2 cameras, and then I can definitely do demos and stuff. That's the goal. And that will allow me to achieve the other goals that I have made for myself. So that would be my last goal and resolution for next year is, if it's the Lord's will, to move and to move into a bigger space. Don't know when, don't know where. We have not solidified it yet. It is definitely in the works. We're definitely talking about it, my husband and I. But like I said, it's not solidified yet. But it's definitely on that to-do list. So that would be the last goal that I have listed here on my goals for 2025 to make me become a better content creator. So that is what I want to do. And Jenny, you say you feel my pain. Girl, child. Every time I come in this room, I look and I ponder, how can I rearrange stuff to make it flow better? And where can I put some of this stuff so it won't be in my way? So I don't have to dig every time I need to do something. I got to move this and move that and put this up and take this down and shove it here and shove it there. Yeah, that gets to be tiresome after a while. And I want to get to the point where I don't do that. So Jenny, you say you'll make it your goal to attend that. And what time do you normally start the Wednesday Zoom? And that Robin answered that question. That's 7 p.m. Eastern time is when we do it. Because I'm Eastern time now. Now, if and when we move, I can't tell you what time I'm gonna be. Time zone I'm gonna be. But it won't change. It won't change. Even if I'm in a different time zone, for the people that are on the East Coast, West Coast, Central, whatever, it's going to stay the same. I'm not going to change the time because I don't want to get people confused. So that would be it. And what I need, and you got time to think about it, because like I said at the very beginning, won't do another live until the first Tuesday in January, and I don't even know what date that is. But the first Tuesday in January will be the next live that I do. Let me look it up right quick so I'll know the date. The first Tuesday in January, if I'm looking at this correctly, is the 7th of January. That will be when we meet again. And for the So Alone crew, it will be the 8th, that Wednesday. So I'll be back on the 7th of January, and we will be getting started and go from there. And Joanna, you said, how do we join the Zoom? What I will do on the 7th for anybody that, because you'll have plenty of time, you had the whole holiday to think about it. We'll have plenty of time to think about it. Come back on the 7th, which is the Tuesday, first Tuesday in January. And if you're still interested in participating with our Wednesday night So Alone crew, then the only thing I'm going to need from you would be your email address. And I will put my email up. Actually, let me do it now. I'm going to put my email up, and then you all can email me because I want to keep everything private. Don't put your stuff up here. Email me to my email address what your email is so then I can connect with you offline, and then I'll give you all of the sign-in information that you need to come into the Zoom. It's no fee, it's no membership, anything. You just agree and say this is what you want to do, and then you come every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and participate. And we get together, we laugh, we talk, we chat, we share. We decide what the project is going to be and how long it's going to take to get it accomplished. And then we go for it. And then we meet every Wednesday night and get it done. So let me put this in. Um, Actually, let me run it on the banner so you all can see it. So I just put up my Gmail account, email account is running through, and anybody that's interested in coming on next year, coming into the So Alone Wednesday night, the So Alone crew Wednesday night Zoom where we meet live, email me with your email address, and then I will get in touch with you, and we will go from there. So that's how it works. And I won't reach out to you until coming up to the next meeting time. So you'll probably get an email from me around the 5th or the 6th of January. So to solidify everything for next Wednesday night and what the sign in or the, password and ID and all that kind of stuff that you need to get onto the Zoom. And then we will go from there. So how does that sound to everybody? So Joanna and Marissa and Jenny and Sean, like I said, anybody that's interested, just come on and let me know, and we can talk about it and everything, and then we can go from there and see how it works. Right now we have, I think it's about 9 of us. It's anywhere between 11 and 9 of us that are consistent. Some of us are on all every week. Some of us have other obligation. There's no set rules where you have to be there all the time. Some people come in late, some people come in early. Well, I won't say early, but they're there right on the dot and everything like that. And you know, we could talk about all of those kinds of things, but I just want to let you know that that is what we do. And as I was stating, the goal for next year for our So Alone crew will be to do to add some classes, some lessons, some learn how to do some stuff to the group because we talk about it all the time. We just haven't actually implemented anything. But I want to be able to add that to it coming up next year. So hopefully you guys that are interested in it, my email is running across the banner at the ticker tape at the bottom. I'm gonna turn it off in a minute. And hopefully you guys jotted it down. And then, like I said, send me your email. That's all I need, your email. And then I will reach out to you. Okay. So I'm going to shut that down now. All righty. So anybody want to share any more of the goals that they have thought about or thinking about or comment on the goals that I've mentioned or anything like that? And Jenny, you said that you're Central Time, so that would be 6 p.m. for you. Correct. Yes. Yes. Because we have people that are Central Time and people that are Eastern Time. I don't know where is Texas Central Time. I think it is. I think it's Central Time. But anyway, everybody's not in Virginia. Everybody's not in Maryland. Everybody, we're everywhere. Just like all of you that are watching, we're everywhere. So, that's the time adjustment. And I know it's difficult, especially people out on the West Coast, because that is really early for them. And a lot of people still work and stuff like that. And they weren't able to participate. I even had a lady from the UK that had asked about it, but that was going to be like a crazy, crazy time for her in the UK. So, of course, she couldn't do it. Had some people that were interested out in California, but it was interfering with their work schedule and stuff, so they couldn't do it. But we tried to come up with a time that was going to be working and compatible with most of the people that said they were interested in it. And the 7 o'clock time just seemed to be right. So Texas is Central Time. Okay, I thought it was. But I sometimes I can't remember where the landmarks are as far as the different time zones are concerned. So that's all I have for you guys for tonight. I want to take this time now to wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful, happy, and Merry Christmas. Remember, the reason for the season is not the gifts and the toys and what's under the tree. It is the birth of our Savior, and it is a holy season. It is a blessed moment, and let's appreciate that. Those of us that believe in that, if you celebrate Christmas, I would assume you do. So that is the true spirit of Christmas. And also, I want to wish everybody a wonderful, happy, and prosperous, healthy New Year because it will be new 2025 when we talk again. Sean, you say your one of my goals is to get more niche for my items that you take to vendor shows, prepare more for advertising the licensings that you currently have, and make some time for R&R. That R&R is very important. That R&R is very, very, very important. And I also want to thank all of my regular people that show up every Tuesday night. You don't know how happy I am and thankful that you all are dedicated and you take the time once a week to spend a couple of hours with us, not just me, but us. Listen, participate, and share. That is so wonderful. And all of you that are out there in YouTube land and Facebook land that don't come in and talk, but you are there listening and watching, you're very much appreciated. And I do wish you all the best for next year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Take care, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you guys, if it's the Lord's will, in 2025. And for the So Long crew, I will see you tomorrow night. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. You guys take care. And as Marissa said, be safe. And thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night, y'all.